Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TW Local to Global 1987. We're back because I'm GCW, and I apologize for the wait in the episode. During the holidays with my family, I hope everybody had a good time with their families for the holidays. To make up for the delay, I'll be uploading today's episode, obviously today, and I'll be uploading another episode tomorrow, just before the New Year's, so that I can enjoy the party with my family again. But let's get straight into GCW. We're going to go back to the Mid-South before the wrestling industry goes below 25, where we stop gaining popularity in the United States. Alright. And now we're on British Broadcasting, if I remember correctly, yeah. So what happened last episode? Unfortunately, didn't record audio. Today, it should record audio. I did test it, and it was working before, so if it doesn't work, I might break the computer. But what happened last episode? We had our little storylines progress: Chavo and Eddie, Dustin and Shane Douglas, Taz and Jerry Lynn, Jesse Ventura, Sting, Johnny Ace. All continued. Sting and Johnny Ace defeated Faces of Fear. Eddie Guerrero retained. I'll just say retained the Cruiserweight Championship against Chavo Guerrero. Kensuke Sasaki defeated Chris Candido for the Intercontinental Championship. Dustin Rhodes defeated Diesel. Harlem Heat defeated the Eliminators. They are now the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. DDP defeated the 1-2-3 Kid. Taz is pissed off. And Jerry Lynn won the FTW Championship. So I have all my storylines right next to my recording screen, so I can see what's going on. So if it looks like I'm talking to myself, it's because I probably am. So we're going to start off with booking the Johnny Ace Sting storyline. We're going to continue that. So we're going to have Johnny Ace and Sting. They're going to cut a promo. Sting versus Johnny Ace. Promo. Alright. We're going to have that be 10 minutes. Alright, that's going to take care of that. We're going to have a promo with Dustin Rhodes for the Dustin Rhodes Shane Douglas storyline. Dustin Rhodes promo on Douglas. 8 minutes. We got to do the Taz, Jerry Lynn, Jesse Ventura, so we're going to have a backstage promo with Taz. Okay. We got to do Harlem Heat versus the Hollywood Blondes. Okay, so for that, we're going to have Brian Pillman and Stunning Steve Austin cut a backstage promo on Harlem Heat. Hollywood Blondes backstage promo on Harlem Heat. Okay. We're going to have... I was going to continue the DDP 1-2-3 Kid storyline, but since DDP already got the win over him, I'm just going to drop the storyline. There's no need for it. I don't really have plans for it, really. So instead, we're just not going to book it. We're going to have an interview with Chavo Guerrero. So Mean Gene will interview Chavo Guerrero. Big John is unavailable for this booking. Big John debuted at the Championship Wrestling 165 show, where he helped Chavo Guerrero beat down Eddie Guerrero after their match. And the reason he isn't here today is because Big John was a one-time only appearance, a higher local deal. He should be here. No, he's in the tri-state. That's right. So he's not here today. We did offer him a contract, and he will be here for the next Saturday night's wrestling. But for today, he's not here. Okay. So now we can book our matches. For the main event, I want to give Johnny B. Bad a match. Hasn't wrestled in a bit for us, I don't think. Actually, no. We're going to do Chris Candido and Kensuke Sasaki in a rematch. We're going to give them 15 minutes with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Kensuke Sasaki retaining the championship. Alright, we're going to do a tag team match on this card. Trying to get some tag teams over. We're going to do Stars and Stripes. We could do that. We could do Smoking Guns. I still want to build up the Smoking Guns, so we're going to do Smoking Guns versus... let's do the Diamond Brigade. With Billy Gunn going over. Okay, we're going to do a singles match. We're going to keep building up Disco Inferno. He's going to have a match against General Riggs. And in 7 minutes, Disco Inferno will be getting the victory. It's going to be right there. We're going to have Chavo Guerrero in a match. Chavo is going to go over on... Let's do... Who can we do? Savio? Have I done Savio Chavo before? I have, and Chavo went over in April. We can do a rematch with Chavo going over before his interview, and we got to have a match before Taz. So I'm going to do the FTW champion, Jerry Lynn, versus Alex Wright, Jerry Lynn. That has to be a good match, right? With Jerry Lynn getting the victory. Yeah, FTW Championship not on the line. That's fine. Let's run it. So starting us off, we got Johnny Ace and Sting in the ring. Sting says he is impressed by Johnny Ace's performance at Championship Wrestling 165. Therefore, at Championship Wrestling 166 at the end of July, so the end of next episode, which is, again, coming out tomorrow, Johnny Ace and Sting will face off in a singles match for the GCW and WWA World Heavyweight Championships. So a 91 to start off the show, with Chavo next up getting a victory on Savio Vega in 646 by submission. Chavo with a 67. He's definitely getting up there in terms of overness in the Mid-South and in the Tri-State. So a 65. After the match, Mean Gene Okerlund is interviewing Chavo Guerrero on his attack on Eddie Guerrero, and Chavo says, "I'll stop at nothing to get the Cruiserweight Championship back around my waist. Eddie is a waste of space in GCW. He doesn't deserve to be champion. He is not worthy of being champion. Chavo Guerrero is not only the best Guerrero, but he is also the best Cruiserweight in GCW. And at Championship Wrestling 166, Eddie Guerrero, I want you to face off against my new... What's the holy shit? My new enforcer? I was going for something else, but I'll say enforcer. My new enforcer, Big John. I want you to face off against Big John, and if you don't, we're just going to keep beating the shit out of you." That's it. 54. Jerry Lynn goes over on Alex Wright in a decent wrestling match. Didn't have much heat, though. Jerry Lynn and Alex Wright got a 70 in the end. Jerry Lynn with a 67, Alex Wright with a 51. Jerry Lynn improving in performance. That's good. Little push for Jerry Lynn right now. Taz is backstage. He is very understandably pissed off at Jesse Ventura for interfering in his match against Jerry Lynn at Championship Wrestling 165 last episode. Taz will stop at nothing to recapture the FTW Championship. He wants a rematch against Jerry Lynn at Championship Wrestling 166 at the end of this month, but he wants it to be a submission match. So that's his challenge right there. Jesse Ventura is going to have to answer to that challenge for Jerry Lynn, or Jerry Lynn can answer for himself. Disco Inferno defeats General Riggs in 655 with the last dance. Disco got a 27. I don't understand. He should be getting like 90s. That's totally disrespectful from the game to insult Disco's amazing in-ring capabilities, especially 94. What a tremendous wrestler he was. 33. Hollywood Blondes are backstage. They're cutting a promo on Harlem Heat. They say that Harlem Heat are great challengers, but they aren't as good as the Hollywood Blondes. Pillman is it 3-time or 2-time? I don't remember. I think it's 2-time. Pillman is a 2-time world champion. Stunning Steve Austin is a 2-time world champion. They are the current tag team champions. Pillman is a former Intercontinental champion. Austin is a former Intercontinental Championship champion. Harlem Heat, yes, they've won the tag team titles many times, but they haven't faced the challengers that Austin and Pillman have. They haven't fought the hardships that Austin and Pillman have. They haven't had the great matches that Austin and Pillman had, and that's why Harlem Heat will be losing at Championship Wrestling 166 against the Hollywood Blondes. And 80, next matchup, Smoking Guns defeat the Diamond Brigade in 907 when Billy Gunn defeated Diamond Stay by pinfall with a double stun gun. Bargun with a 52, Billy Gunn with a 46, Diamond Stay with a 34, and the Diamond Shinobi with a 56. A 55. Move on to a promo with Dustin Rhodes. He says that Shane Douglas is trying to avoid him. He is a coward, leading franchise to disaster. So Dustin wants a match against Shane Douglas. So he challenges Douglas to a match at any time. And all Douglas has to do is accept the challenge. Will Douglas be a coward? Or will he be courageous and accept the challenge of the first son of Dusty Rhodes? 71. Move on to the main event. Decent Wrestling didn't have much heat. Kensuke Sasaki wins in the rematch between him and Candido in 1528. He makes offense number 1 of the Intercontinental Championship, a 65, to end the show with a 73, increasing our popularity in 6 regions. Booking complaint for Savio Vega. I don't care. So as normal, Mid-South Invasion. I'm not going to show what happens. I'm just going to review what happened at the show. I don't think it matters too much. It's just trying to gain the popularity in the Mid-South before we can't gain any, which is probably going to happen at the next Saturday Night's Wrestling. Is probably going to be our last show to gain popularity in the States. Alright, let's sim ahead to the next Saturday Night's Wrestling right now. Final show of today's episode. Let's get straight into it. We are at 25, so we should be still gaining popularity, or we stop gaining popularity. I don't remember exactly when it stops, but we did hit 40 popularity in the Mid-South. We're trying to get to 40 importance, which hopefully can happen after this little Saturday Night's Wrestling. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start off with a promo from Shane Douglas. Shane Douglas promo. He accepts Rhodes' challenge under one condition, which he will reveal in this promo. I just don't want to spoil it yet. We got to do the Johnny Ace Sting storyline, which for this we're just going to have Johnny Ace in a main event match, getting himself a little bit of a warm-up before facing Sting at the end of this month. So for this match, he can face off against Raven? I haven't used Raven in a bit. Let's do Raven. Johnny Ace getting the victory. Okay. Taz, Jerry Lynn, Jesse Ventura. We're going to have Jesse Ventura accept So Ventura accepts Taz's request. Taz comes out because Taz wants to add one more stipulation to their match. Well, to the match between him and Jerry Lynn, I should say, not him and Ventura. Harlem Heat, Hollywood Blondes. We got to have Harlem Heat with a backstage promo responding to Hollywood Blondes' promo from last week. So we're going to have Harlem Heat, if I can spell Harlem, backstage promo on Hollywood Blondes. Okay. Alright, now we got to do Chavo Eddie, with Eddie accepting the match between him and Big John. Eddie accepts to face Big John at Championship Wrestling 166. Okay, and that's it for the storylines. So now we're just going to have Eddie Guerrero in a match. Where is Eddie? The Cruiserweight Championship will not be on the line for this match. Unless he faces off against a Cruiserweight, but I don't think I want to put him against a Cruiserweight. I think I'm going to have him go against Diamond Simon. And for those of you that were curious, at Mid-South Invasion, we had Sting cut a promo with Bob Backlund coming out, Finlay defeating Mo, Smoking Guns defeating Fire and Ice, and Sting defeating Bob Backlund to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. So if we look, Sting defeated Bob Backlund. Okay. Next on this card, we're going to do a tag team match. We're going to do the Headbangers, if I can select them, against the Armed Forces, because I want to give General Riggs a bit of momentum, because after his gimmick with the Armed Forces is over, I have another gimmick for Scotty Riggs. We're going to do Disco Inferno, because I still want to build up Disco Inferno. He's going to face off against Jesse James, who I haven't used in a while. Okay, we're going to do another match, final match for this card. We're going to do Mike Awesome versus Dan the Beast Severn. That should be a pretty decent match, with Mike Awesome getting the victory over Dan Severn, and we're going to add a few minutes to the main event. Let's run the show. So Shane Douglas comes out to cut a promo. He says that Dustin Rhodes may call him a coward, but we're going to test who the real coward is. Shane Douglas accepts to face Rhodes at a match in the future, under one condition. See, Dustin, to earn the match against Shane Douglas, Dustin will have to meet Shane Douglas in the ring at Championship Wrestling 166 and take 10 belt lashes to the back. Kind of similar to what Cody Rhodes and MJF had, if you remember, in AEW a few years ago. But now we're doing it with Shane Douglas and Dustin Rhodes. So, to earn the match against Shane Douglas, Rhodes will have to take 10 lashes in the back at Championship Wrestling 166 next episode. So will Dustin Rhodes accept? You're going to have to find out next episode. Eddie Guerrero goes over on Diamond Simon. Not much to say. Diamond Simon is garbage compared to Eddie Guerrero. So, what'd you expect? Eddie accepts to face Big John at Championship Wrestling 166. Can't speak today. What's different than all the other days? Never can speak properly. Anyway, Eddie accepts to face Big John. That's all you got to know. The Headbangers and the Armed Forces have a little match right here, with General Riggs defeating Thrasher by pinfall with a double salute headbutt. That's it. 39. Disco Inferno goes over on Jesse James. Not much to say. Harlem Heat. Now this one's going to be fun. Harlem Heat are backstage. Booker T and Stevie Ray. They're cutting a backstage promo on the Hollywood Blondes, just like Hollywood Blondes did last week to Harlem Heat. They say, in direct response to what Austin and Pillman had to say, "You're right. We haven't won as many world championships. We haven't won any, in actuality. You're right. We didn't win the Intercontinental Championships. You're right. We never had as many main events as you. But we do have one thing that's superior. We never broke up. We never betrayed each other. We were always a tag team, always a unit, always kicking ass. And that's exactly what we're going to do at Championship Wrestling 166. Because Pillman, Austin, we coming for... You can finish the rest. It's infamous promo by Booker T. Unfortunately, I can't say that word. 63. Oh, sorry. Good Wrestling did have much heat. Mike Awesome defeats Dan Severn in 13:28 by pinfall with an awesome bomb. Dan Severn sustained a broken ankle. They have pretty good chemistry, though. Mike Awesome with a 69, Dan Severn with a 57, a 68. Sucks for Dan Severn, though. Jesse Ventura coming down to the ring. Well, just gets up commentary, actually. Grabs a microphone, and he accepts Jerry Lynn versus Taz at Championship Wrestling 166 in a submission match. But Taz comes out. He says, Now Ventura, I don't want to get screwed again. So, at Championship Wrestling 166, I want one more stipulation. I want you to be in a shark cage for the entire match. And Ventura agrees to the condition. However, he does say that the shark cage will be at the commentary desk, because I still need Jesse Ventura on commentary. Alright, I don't have somebody else to take his place, so we're just going to pretend that the entire commentary table is in a shark cage. Why not? Sounds fun. 98. And in the main event, Johnny Ace defeats Raven. Looking forward to his match against Sting at Championship Wrestling 166. An 83 to end the show with an 80, improving our popularity in 7 regions. We're at the top. Dan Severn is injured. Let's check that injury. 38 days out of action. That's fine. And we did not hit 40 importance. Still at 25, though. But this should be the last show where we gain popularity, in the States anyway. British Isles should still be gaining popularity with a 61. But we will stop gaining popularity in the Tri-State and in the Mid-South until probably the end of the year, I'm assuming. Something like that. Which is unfortunate, but it looks like we're not going to be hitting cult. Unless there's a narrative in the game where the industry boosts, which I'm going to look into after this episode, I don't think we're going to be hitting cult anytime soon. Thank you guys for watching this episode of GCW. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more. Tune in tomorrow because we're hosting another episode of GCW. Thank you very much, and goodbye.